I'm gonna take one last look through my entire Shopify account and Shopify website and then put it live. If I click remove password on the Shopify site and it doesn't go live, I actually don't know how else to make it go live. I said we were launching at 9, it's 8:58. I think I'm gonna remove the password because what if it doesn't work? Online stores open to everyone. Access to your online stores no longer restricted. Okay, we're good. Now we gotta post about it. Couldn't get TikTok shop to work either. Like Kenzie, she said that she cried 3 times out of frustration trying to set it up. It was really hard. I couldn't get it set up. There's just like so many things. And with TikTok shop, like the customer service is horrible, or like the seller service, like I can't get in contact with anyone. Oh my God, this is so cool. Why is this all coming to my personal email? This is really overwhelming, but like in a good way. I've never launched something where like I'm on the back end and like I'm doing it. Freaking post something. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Thank God Olive is sleeping. No! Why is this coming to my personal email? AirDrop, AirDrop. What are you doing? AirDrop, download, download, AirDrop. 9:04, we've been live for 4 minutes. Well, 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 you wanted to wake up for launch. You want to get up and work, huh? Shopify is being a little confusing, but like so far we're not really having any crazy problems. It's more so on the back end. I just have a bunch of stuff to figure out. Launch went, so let's talk about it. Because did I have a mental breakdown before or after launch? I don't know, I'm trying to like bounce her in this like bouncy thing while simultaneously talking to you guys. It's not really going well. So yeah, I had a nervous breakdown and we're gonna talk about it, which is why I'm so happy that today's sponsor is BetterHelp. The new year is a really great time to work on yourself, and you guys know, did I tell you guys? My New Year's word is commitment and like consistency, and something that is really an important part of that is obviously therapy. You guys know it's a lifesaver for me, and BetterHelp makes starting therapy a lot less intimidating for people. I know so many of you guys have messaged me that you finally were able to try it because you used my little link and advice. BetterHelp lets you have therapy sessions wherever you feel comfortable, whether that's in bed on your phone, through the messaging system, video chat, whatever it is. BetterHelp can match you with one of their 30,000 plus in-network therapists based on your location, preferences, and needs. And it's gonna give you access to such a wide range of professionals that may not be locally available to you. To get started, you'll fill out a questionnaire that's gonna ask you about the challenges that you're going through and what kind of therapist you'd like, and then BetterHelp will match you to one of their therapists that will help you. And you'll be matched with therapists in most cases within 48 hours. You can schedule a therapy session anytime that's convenient for you. If you feel like your therapist isn't a great isn't a great fit, you can switch at any time with the click of a button for no additional cost because they get it and it's not a big deal. So obviously go to betterhelp.com/LaurenElizabeth because you're gonna get 10% off your first month, and you can join over 4 million people living a happier and healthier life thanks to using BetterHelp. Clicking the link in the description also supports this channel. So go to betterhelp.com/LaurenElizabeth and you can connect with a therapist and see if it's right for you. You know who needs therapy right now? You, or me, I guess. Let's talk about my mental breakdown. Actually, I'm calling it a nervous breakdown, and this obviously has to do with the launch, but it's not because anything went wrong. It's basically because I finally hit my breaking point in motherhood where you have to admit to yourself that you can't do it all, which is really rude. I feel like I haven't showed you guys the candle, but we are still mood boosting even though we don't have the mood podcast. Like, I can't describe to you how good this smells. Like, genuinely. It even smells good just when you walk by it and it's not even lit. And I just like that it's really, really simple, a signature candle to start. That was more so about having a clean fragrance, coconut oil, just really high quality candle that you could burn and smell amazing and just like keep repurchasing because it smells so good. I'm obsessed. I feel like it's so underrated because everyone, obviously you guys sold out the tray, which is insane. You sold out the tray and the bundle within like 30 minutes, which people on the West Coast weren't very happy about because they weren't awake yet. So like we'll workshop that next time. I already placed an order for a restock of the trays, so that will be in just just a couple weeks. I'm trying to get it to go as fast as possible. Obviously, I basically ordered the restock once we sold out, because now that I'm like running this small business, I was about to do air quotes, but like I am. And I feel like one of you commented once about, you know, like how should we not trust you, but kind of like why should we buy stuff from you when like you've had like failed businesses before. The way she commented it was so constructive and respectful that I just thought it was such a great constructive criticism question. Honestly, kind of lit an extra fire within me that's helped me take on so much, even though I'm struggling a little bit with the balance of motherhood and starting a small business. Because if you think about it, like I already kind of run the Lauren Elizabeth business, you know, like I work with a lot of brands obviously, and I make a lot of content, and then adding in like a totally separate thing to that, because like running a Shopify store and like doing production and customer service is like kind of a totally different wheelhouse. But that's why I wanted to be so in it, because I didn't want to have any of the drama that I've had in the past. I've learned so much from it that I was like, I want to control all of this and do it all myself. And so I kind of just took over everything. It has been so stressful, but in an extremely amazing way. You know how we always talk about the stress curve, where it's like there's amount of stress that's actually really productive before you get to the bad part, which is where you get like anxious and depressed. I've actually been mostly in the productive part till we hit the nervous breakdown part. But I just really wanted to note like how happy I am that you guys are supporting this, because I genuinely feel like this is all mine. And even though I am going to have to get help eventually, because we'll get into that, like asking for help as a mom is actually impossible for me, but I'm just so happy that like I'm 100% in control, like watching you guys order on Shopify, like doing all of the back end stuff, talking to production, being like, we need to restock, like literally just like taking the money we made, like putting it back in the business. If I could just keep doing this and keep making home decor for the rest of my life, like I would be happy, while also being a mom and not crying as much, you know? I almost just lost my mind. Maybe that's the theme of today, because my camera died and I couldn't find the batteries anywhere. This camera literally died so quick. I have 3 batteries in rotation now so that I don't have to resort to the iPhone like usual. I also am bringing on an editor, because along with like the home decor and the mom of it all and the nervous breakdown, like everyone says it takes a village, and you're like, don't be afraid to ask for help and stuff like when you become a mom, and you're like, yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, it's like you don't think it's gonna happen to you because you think you got it under control. You think you can do it all, and then you just can't. I guess I've just become really passionate about how being a stay-at-home mom is harder than a full-time job. Not hard in like, we've talked about this before, like not hard in like the it sucks way. Hard in a sense of like, it's just a lot of work. Like you're not like relaxing all day, like lounging on the couch, you know what I mean? And I think what women have that men don't have is like this mental load. Even when I'm going to sleep, like I'm worried about her or like thinking about her. And so it's really hard to like even just take my mind off taking care of her as well. And I just find that interesting about like guys versus girls, like how we're just so much, carry so much more of the mental load. I think maybe if I wasn't doing so many things at once, I wouldn't have had a nervous breakdown. But starting a small business, running my social media business, and then being a stay-at-home mom, that's like full-time job, full-time stay-at-home mom job. And when you have 2 things that are full in 1 cup, it's overflowing. That's just obvious girl math. I broke down. I was waking up so early trying to get all my work done at like 4:30 in the morning till she woke up around 8, then was still staying up till like 10, and then waking up during the night because she was having a 4-month sleep regression. On the weekdays, I wake up if she wakes up in the middle of the night, because Matt has to be up really early for work, whereas like I can take a nap during the day, and then on the weekends he does it. I don't even know what I was saying, but I think admitting that I was struggling, admitting that I needed help, helped so much. Like it helped me get through even just the launch, because I think that I was just trying so hard to pretend that I could do it all and was totally fine. And so admitting that like I couldn't, I think was the best thing that I did. And for sake of like solution, still have not come around to the idea of like having professional help, a nanny, just because it seems like a very daunting process to figure out. It seems like amazing once you like find the person, and like I would love to have like just such a close relationship with someone that would be helping out. And right now that's just her grandparents, Matt, her dad's parents, because my mom's in Charleston. So they are just so amazing. I like literally finally broke down and called Matt's mom and was just like bawling, crying, because I couldn't even get out the words to ask for help. Like that's how hard it was for me. It's crazy, I don't know. She just like dropped everything and came from the suburbs downtown, and I caught up on sleep, honestly, so that I can just keep functioning, because I didn't sleep for like a week, legitimately. Now I'm like totally caught up on sleep. I'm totally good. And I've definitely come around to the idea of hiring someone. I talked about this on TikTok, but like, it's so interesting to me that no one talks about having a nanny or like professional or like consistent, like part-time, full-time help. I feel like it wasn't until I got pregnant that people told me that they have help. See like a day in the life vlog, or like you listen to someone talk on a podcast or whatever, like no one talks about their nanny or like talks about their baby nurse, or no one mentions it. So it's just like out of like ignorance of thinking like you can do it all, you just assume that they don't have help. And then it's like you try it and you're like, wait, what? A, you find out people have help, and B, you realize that it's just like actually impossible. But it's just no one really shares that. It's obviously such a privilege to be able to afford daycare and having help. Why I'm not kind of like rushing to do it, because it is really expensive. So I'm trying to make it work with as like little help as possible. But it is like a very normal thing to have to hire help. So I just don't understand why people don't like talk about it and like normalize it. And I don't like to glamorize it. I like to romanticize it in a sense. Like if you feel me, like of course I want to like romanticize my life for myself as much as possible, and to share things that are like beautiful and awesome and funny and whatever. But it's not like I'm gonna like sit here and pretend that it's like the easiest thing ever. I think like my biggest goal with this business and being a mom, they just are like so intertwined right now, is just 100% transparency. Like telling you guys that I'm the one, like if you email customer service, like you saw in the beginning, like it's me, like it comes to me. Be able to like share with you guys exactly what goes on behind the scenes and like the ups and the downs. I'm just gonna be sharing with you guys how I'm actually running this small business, and that I am doing it all myself, that I did have a nervous breakdown before. It kind of had to do with like childcare as well. And I chose those things and I own my choices. So it's not in any way to complain. It's more in a sense of like just being honest and transparent and admitting that it's like not sustainable. Like how I launched this is not sustainable. I am gonna have to figure out like I need help, because like I'll get so in the business mind and be like, oh, I wanna do this and this and this and this. And then it's like she needs me. It's like right now I'm like holding her with one hand and she's being such a good girl. You wanna have your cake and eat it too, essentially. And it's a lot harder than it looks, but that doesn't mean that it's not also like absolutely amazing. And like I wouldn't trade any of it. I want to be doing all of it. Hence why I literally couldn't ask for help, because I love each thing so much, but it's just not physically possible and sustainable. There's no longevity in having two full-time things. It's just not, like, it's just crazy. But at this point, I'm feeling so much better, and I'm getting away with doing it all with just like at least like one day of help a week. Next on the agenda is redo the office. So I'm gonna take you guys along redoing the office so that we have a little Lauren Elizabeth home decor headquarters. Since we were kind of working on the office, I decided to also give the girl a treat, and we painted her room pink. It's so cute. It is not as nude or like pale as it looks on camera. Like it's genuinely really pink. I don't know if any of that makes sense per usual, but that is my, ow, I just bit my tongue, rant for the week. And you know the drill. We stop recording, edit, and start recording again. See you next week.